conspiracy theories are still so pervasive? The first reason is pretty simple, and it comes down to the internet. Over the past 30 years, the amount of information we have access to has exploded. The floodgates have opened and we are drowning in information. So we have to pick and choose what information we see and what information we process. We tend to put blind trust in sources that might not be credible just because we saw them online. Conspiracy theories are built on information that might not be credible, but is packaged to look trustworthy. Take fake news, for example. Fake news is misinformation that spreads like wildfire on social media, which is a perfect platform because it's easily accessible, but almost impossible to effectively regulate. For example, if I were to tweet, say, "Breaking, Buckingham Palace confirms Queen of England is a direct descendant of Dracula," and format it like a CNN tweet, it'll probably get some traction online, and I might even start my own conspiracy theory. So it's no wonder why conspiracy theories are able to spread so quickly online and are able to find their target audience. Believe it or not, there's a lot of research out there on what makes someone more likely to believe in a conspiracy theory. Research tells us that conspiracy believers have a high need for uniqueness, which just means that they like to be different and cool. They like the ability to claim membership to a small and exclusive community. Research also tells us that conspiracy believers tend to feel unrepresented in traditional forms of authority. It's a lot easier to believe that the government is lying about the existence of aliens when you already don't believe anything that the government says. So with the internet being our first reason, what about the second? Second reason why conspiracy theories are still so powerful is because they are based on narratives. Let me explain. Narrative theory centers on the idea that people are drawn to storytelling. Stories are fun. We love learning about them. We love sharing them. We love learning from them. Every culture is based in stories. For my personal research on conspiracy theories, I focused on analyzing the language that is used when they are discussed and shared online. In the name of research, I have joined several conspiracy organizations. I get regular updates on flat earth research and a monthly newsletter about UFO sightings across the country. And in looking at all of this communication, I noticed a lot of similarities between the organizations. The language that they use seems to take the reader on a journey, one that seems very familiar to me. How many of you have heard of the hero's journey? These lights are very bright, so I'm assuming that not everyone has their hands raised. So for those of you who are not familiar, the hero's journey was created by Joseph Campbell in 1949, and it is a collection of archetypes that appear in stories throughout human history. Campbell identified 17 steps and several basic archetypes that create a basic storytelling structure, where the hero receives a call to adventure, they leave what is known and comfortable, receive guidance from a mentor, face challenges and temptations, find whatever they are looking for, and are transformed as a result. Sound familiar? Without even thinking too hard, I can give you thousands of examples. Harry Potter, Star Wars, The Odyssey, Men in Black. Every superhero origin story ever follows this format. And it's so persuasive because it's so unconsciously familiar to us. And in looking at the language of these conspiracy organizations, 3 of Campbell's archetypes really stood out to me: the hero, the mentor, and the shadow. When you come into contact with a new conspiracy theory, you have to make the decision whether you would like to learn more about it or not. Many conspiracy organizations and theorists use language that position you, the reader, as the hero. For example, the Flat Earth Society, which has over 5,000 registered members, myself being one of them, has an official website that states that the reader should expect to find the skepticism and understanding needed to break free from the dogmatic thinking and brave the pioneering waters of true science and learning. Very narrative language, right? The Mutual UFO Network, which has over 4,000 registered members, says that one of their organization's goals is to educate the public on alien encounters and UFO sightings, but it is for you to decide if you believe. Theorists and organizations can give you information, but you are the one with the decision-making power. You are the hero in their narrative. Conspiracy theorists and organizations take on the role of the mentor. You know the mentor as Dumbledore, Morpheus, Obi-Wan. They have the knowledge and the experience needed to guide you, the hero, on your personal journey. For example, 911truth.org, which is a website dedicated to exposing the US government's involvement in 9/11, describes themselves as a small group of committed truth advocates who have worked tirelessly over the years to compile an accurate historical record. They have information no one else does, and they're offering it to you for use in your own journey so you can overcome challenges and temptations. And challenges and temptations take form in the role of the shadow. You know the shadow as Voldemort, Maleficent, Thanos. In the conspiracy narrative, the shadow is traditional belief in authority organizations. I mean, think about it. To believe that the earth is flat, you have to ignore everything that NASA stands for. To believe that the Holocaust never happened, you have to discredit historical canon. Conspiracy theorists and organizations present these beliefs as the shadow, so it's something you have to overcome in order to find the real truth. I've compiled these three archetypes together to create what I call the quest for truth. You, the reader, are called to question your beliefs. You receive guidance from a mentor who gives you information to help you overcome the shadow.
Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. I'm a licensed cognitive behavior therapist and a licensed mental health counselor. Please like, share, and subscribe. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm wishing everyone a happy Sunday, wherever you are. I'd like to start by thanking all my subscribers for all the support, all the kindness, all the mindfulness, all the respect that y'all give me, y'all give my channel, that we give each other, and especially all the respect and mindfulness we give the victims, that we try to spread awareness on a fact base in this channel. I would like to start by debunking each and every word that comes out from Ryan Upchurch's mouth. People are entitled to their opinions. Conspiracy theories have always existed. I try not to participate in them because I'm a person who goes by facts, evidence, research. Sometimes we could be tempted to follow some conspiracy theories about the government or whatsoever. But I believe that there has to be boundaries, there has to be limits to what we as human beings and society follow, especially when it comes to having mindfulness for victims who've lost their life tragically. By stating that, I am referring especially to the case that we all seem to be investigated on. That is the 16-year-old girl who unfortunately lost her life in a very tragic way. We still don't know if it was an accident, foul play, or if something disturbing was involved. Kiely Rodni is a 16-year-old girl from Truckee, California, who was reported missing on the 6th of August by her mother when she was supposed to have come home around 12:15, 12:30 at midnight. She last called her mother or texted her mother at 11:30 saying that she should be home soon. Unfortunately, Kiely's phone pinged last at 12:30, according to law enforcement of Nevada County, Placer County, the FBI, and the different law enforcements that were involved. A thorough search was done for Kiely for a couple of days with diving teams and with all the resources. 19,000 to 20,000 hours was put in this search. Unfortunately, Kiely wasn't found until the 21st or 22nd of August. Adventurers with Purpose, who are a brilliant organization that work for free to go and solve cold cases. They have solved around 26 cold cases, and Rodni was one of the last cases that they were working on. They found Kiely's vehicle 14 feet under, 500 miles from the lakeside of Placer. We have heard different statements from Kiely's friend who was lost allegedly with her. Her name is Samantha Smith. We've even heard from Mags. We've heard who was a close friend of Kiely. We've heard from Kate Kuno, who was a friend of Kiely too. We heard from Kiely's ex-boyfriend, Jaguar. We've heard a lot from Kiely, his mother, who really exists, Ryan Upchurch. You should know that. From her grandfather, from her father, from her stepfather, from her aunt, that we've seen are very investigated in finding Kiely. Kiely was a 16-year-old beautiful girl with a lovely smile. She graduated with honors. Her mother obviously was very proud of her. Everyone in the community seems to love Kiely because she's just a fabulous person. Kiely's case has been going on since the 6th of August or 5th of August. Law enforcement are working on investigating the vehicle. The vehicle was found upside down, 14 feet under. Nick, the diver, and Doug and his excellent team found the vehicle, and they found human remains in the vehicle. They notified the family immediately, the family that exists, Ryan Upchurch, just that you know, and they informed law enforcement. We all were watching live on TV and our laptops or social media. We were watching when Kiely's vehicle was found. It was a heartbreaking moment for anyone in the world, I believe, especially for parents who have children of their own or adoptive parents, foster parents, teachers, mentors, the whole community, the whole world, the whole nation of the United States of America. There was a lot of discussions about why law enforcement did not find the vehicle earlier, since they had their diver teams, since they put in so many 19,000 man-hours into the search, and we will just have to wait to find out the reason that that vehicle wasn't found earlier. There could be many different speculations about that. I personally feel it's not a conspiracy theory, but I personally feel that the vehicle could have been planted later. And since the vehicle was upside down, it makes it more difficult for anyone to find the vehicle. Now that I've told you a bit about who Kiely May Rodni is, I would like to start by giving my deepest condolence to the mother, to the father, the grandfather, grandmother, aunt. Grandfather said, yeah, the stepfather, the community of Truckee, the people Kiely used to work with, the people Kiely took education with, and I'm sure all the people that knew Kiely. This is a sad and heartbreaking situation for any person to lose their life, no matter how old they are. But especially when you have a 16-year-old girl with a bright future who lost her life in such a tragic way, it is really disturbing. It's really sad. As a mental health counselor and as a therapist, practitioner, whatever people address us as, and for the people who work in the mental health branch, psychiatrists, doctors, even nurses, everyone who works in the health branch or teams would understand what mindfulness is about, what boundaries is about, what bereavement is about. Bereavement. When somebody loses their life, people do grieve. They go to bereavement therapy. It is a tough thing because we witness that in our branch of work. It is really sad to see, especially somebody lose their life in such a tragic way. Kiely's parents are obviously mourning their daughter and grieving. You could see even the grandfather, the sadness on his face, and how he was sitting on the beach and waiting for the vehicle, the Honda CV of Kiely, to be pulled up with the human remains. We saw even that the father told Adventures with Purpose, the excellent crew, he told them that I'm just leaving. I do not want to see my daughter, the last memory of my daughter, in this state. The minute I heard that, I really cried. It takes me a lot to break down like that, but tears were just pouring down my face. No parent should witness their child dying in such a tragic way, and I do understand the father and I do respect the reason he wouldn't want to see his daughter in such a state. People are different, people grieve in different ways, people mourn in different ways. Some do it confidentially with close family members, but like y'all can understand, Kiely's case has become not national news, it's become international news in the world. So obviously you can imagine, God forbid, your child being found in a car, possibly in foul play, who has tragically lost their life, and all the cameras pointing out at you. I can understand why the father decided to leave. The reason I'm making this clip is last night, before I fell asleep, I was just watching a bit of things going on YouTube, just to get any new updates from law and enforcement, especially any press conferences about what led to poor Kiely's unfortunate death. I came across the narcissistic personality disorder, and today I'm going to feel free, trigger warning, to say what I feel like in a respectful way. The psychopath Ryan Upchurch needs to be stopped. For all of your people who are sitting and entertaining him, I won't mention which channels, and y'all are big channels, y'all need to learn self-respect. Y'all need to learn mindfulness. Y'all need to learn boundaries. By y'all being a YouTube channel creator, y'all should actually sign, YouTube should make y'all sign a contract that says that y'all will not attack victims and their families. Y'all should be signing a contract called mindfulness, confidentiality, and I really hope that when Kiely's family and parents get over their grief and that they get Kiely's funeral done, I hope that they sue all of y'all one by one, actually two by two. Y'all deserve to be sued because y'all have no self-respect. When a person doesn't have self-respect, there's hardly anything to talk to them about. I've always loved William Shakespeare. And I love William Shakespeare's quotes. I love the quote that he said, "Show me a friend and I'll tell you who you are." Whoever is supporting Ryan Upchurch's garbage needs mental health just like he needs it. He needs therapy, he needs a psychiatrist evaluation, and he needs his YouTube channel to be taken from him. We are here to spread awareness for the families who are suffering, who've lost their child, who are in a bereavement. We are not here to add more fire to the fuel. Ryan Upchurch, you are just a wild mouth gone loose. Just because you are a country rap singer, I don't even understand how those two combinations go together, because I love rap and I love country music, but not your kind of country music. I listen to the originals like Kenny Roger, not you. As for rap, you ain't in no rap list. Rappers would be ashamed to have you on their list. Even there are rappers that I always admired and that I grew up with, like Tupac Shakur. He was the most smartest man. He wouldn't have been using his common sense to attack innocent victims. Neither would Kenny Rogers. Neither would Garth Brooks. The serious legends, even Michael Jackson, Bob Marley, name them, Elvis Presley, they weren't there to be like you. You are one person who's gone stray. You have gone insane since the minute you walked in. You have been causing nothing but hate, foolishness, and it just shows what kind of an evil character you are. Anyone who says they're a fan of yours, I really feel sorry for them. They need therapy immediately. In case y'all do not know who Ryan Upchurch is, I don't care about his music fans and how many music fans he has. Music is one thing. You can like an artist or the music, but you don't have to like every nonsense that comes out of their mouth. This is how I see it. Either you're with Kiely and a family, or either you're not. Big channels like, I don't want to even mention your names, sitting there with panels day and night, wasting their time for a couple of hours, just bringing toxin into the society, sitting there and speculating and bringing different people with different opinions and sitting there and trying to, like, oh my God, Justin, sitting there and trying to blow up Kiely's human remains? Are you really serious or are you ignorant? Did you just lose a couple of brain cells? Where is the respect and where's the boundaries? Adventures with purpose, put in a green thing in the zone or whatever. There's a green color there so that they could cover and respect the family. And you want to sit and act like you're a detective. The sad thing is many people are armchair detectives. If you want to be the real deal, become a detective, go to school and learn, go to the police academy first and then do further education to become a detective. If you all want to become mental health counselors, go 4 years, 5 years to university, do your bachelor's and your master's and become one. But for y'all to be sitting here and insulting Kiely's family by entertaining Ryan Upchurch is disgusting. It just shows what kind of people you all are. I think the boundaries needs to be stopped for a very long time. I'm watching Zav Girl making a nonsense out of the show. I'm addressing you today. First it was about Ronnie's legs, like we're interested if you're black or white or green or yellow. Then it was about Zanime. Then it was about entertaining Ryan Upchurch with his nonsense and flattering him. Bringing him up on the panel and flattering his BS. Last night there was even more known creators sticking up with Ryan Upchurch and finding it entertaining. Where is the respect? Ryan Upchurch has insulted Kiely and her family. He has no shame. He has no manners. He's insulted the actress Herch, who died a terrible death, who was in coma for a couple of days before she donated her organs. She has 2 teenager boys that must be watching this nonsense, and you're actually entertaining him. Enough is enough. Ryan Upchurch, take your fantasy and your schizophrenic symptoms to a real psychiatrist. You're delusion, you're hallucinating, you're grandiose, and you're toxic. You can make fun of me how much ever you want. I'm going to put you out on the stop because enough is enough. You don't do that to a 16-year-old girl who just lost her life. You don't have children. We do have children. I have 2 teenager boys. I have a 26-year-old girl. That could have been my children. That could have been my nephews. That could have been my niece. That could have been the community's children. What is wrong with you? In case you did not know why true crime is made, we are here to find out what happened to the victim, get justice for the victim, spread awareness in a decent way. There's nothing wrong in agreeing to disagree. There's nothing wrong in doing a bit of speculations. But there's something really wrong up with your head when last time we watched you saying Kiely didn't exist. God bless her soul. You said last time that Herch, the actress, did not exist. You must be so out of your head that you said that there's no proof and there's no pictures of Herch with Ellen. Maybe you're the younger lot. We are the old school. Let me teach you a bit. Herch has been a damn good actress from when she was young. She suffered of mental health problems. She's been sexually abused, trigger warning, she's been hurt. She's had a lot of therapy going on in her life. She had drug addiction, she had problems. But she was a hero to come up forth for the people or victims of mental health and support them. She was a very good and close friend to Ellen, although that is her business. So if you are not watching the pictures, I don't know what you're watching. I've never been so upset and yelled like that. I'm really sorry to all the people, but this is enough. This is disgusting. By entertaining a person like him, we are toxic. Poor Kiely's mother. She just lost her baby in a very wrong and bad way that we still do not know what happened to Kiely. And then now, this man, narcissistic, grandiose psychopath, comes out saying that the family doesn't exist. He says that Kiely is another girl called Kala. Are you normal? Those two girls don't even look alike. Kiely exists. Go do your research. Her parents exist. Do you think that law enforcement are so bored, Ryan? Upchurch, what do you think? That they're really bored that they decided to make 5, 6, 7 days of press conference. Do you know how much it costs us to make a press conference? Do you think Truckee, California is so dumb to come out with such things that don't exist? To come out with conspiracy and fake news and put it out while the world is watching? That doesn't make them look good. That makes them look bad. No officer, no detective wants to go and solve a fake news case. Do you think that Kiely's parents are rented? You really need serious therapy. You need to go ask your psychiatrist to check you out for, what's it called? Schizophrenia. You're delusional and you're hallucinating. I know whichever rabbit hole you came from, you need to go back there immediately. Kiely exists. Kiely's parents are mourning. Kiely's grandparents are mourning. So by you debunking all these things, that means you should just debunk Adventures with Purpose. Do you think they went for fun? Do you think that law enforcement just threw down a Honda Civic in the water one day before Adventures with Purpose came? Do you think that's what's going on? You have no respect for women. I watch how you call all the women B words. You have no respect for victims. You have no respect for victims' grieving families. You are just a psychopath, a maniac that needs to be taken out of YouTube. And also all the people that are supporting your nonsense, they need psychiatrist evaluations too. They need therapy. Start with something called self-respect. If a person doesn't respect themselves, what are you respecting? For all these big channels to be entertaining your nonsense, where is the boundaries? Guys, just sit back for a moment and think to yourself, if Kiely was your daughter, if Kiely was your niece, if Kiely was your little sister, if Kiely's mother was your sister, think about that, how hurtful it is. The 16-year-old girl's body is lying on an autopsy table. Her parents were supposed to be celebrating her birthday on Thursday. But now they're celebrating a funeral. God forbid, not even celebrating. They're celebrating the end of her life. She's only 16. She's a baby. Ryan Upchurch, you're a liar. When you came into this case, you said, oh, I have a lot of passion for this case because I have a 16-year-old niece or whatsoever, a 16-year-old sister. Your 16-year-old sister must be ashamed of you. She should be disgusted with you. Your 16-year-old sister should tell you to leave the 16-year-old girl who's lying on an autopsy table. You have no shame. You have no boundaries. You have no morals. And I don't understand why people are just taking all your nonsense, acting like fans. You ain't no Michael Jackson. You ain't no Kenny Rogers. You ain't no Tupac. You ain't no Bob Marley. You ain't no president. You ain't no senator or minister or anybody who has a title in this world. You're none of them. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to debunk people so that you can get more fans? You'll be just getting psychopathic fans without any brain cells, which have lost half of their brain cells to stick to you. You seem to becoming dumber and dumber every time you open your stupid mouth. Leave Kiely, Rodni alone. Let her soul rest in peace. Leave Kiely's family alone. Let them grieve their poor daughter. Leave actress Herch's name alone. Her name is bigger than your name could ever be. So what is it? Are you jealous? What are you up to? Are you normal? I already said you must be high on drugs. And I ain't talking about cannabis and all. You must be on meth yourself or fentanyl yourself. Because something is not really right with you. Whatever you're using is causing you harm. Before it was about Ronnie's legs. Then it was about Zanimai steering her boat across the waters. And then it was about Ikemel. Is it because Ikemel has more subscribers than, or is it because Ikemel is well respected on YouTube? I don't know Ikemel personally. There's a difference when you talk about Ikemel. There's a difference when you talk about Ronnie and Zanime. It's all right for me. But when you start disrespecting dead victims and disrespecting the families that are grieving, then you will be told. I don't want to be liked. I don't need subscribers because I believe I have. The few subscribers I have are the most respected, decent people who would never agree with your nonsense. Grow up, get out of the TV, get out of your stupid screen. Now you're talking about Kiely's teeth. Teeth being double teeth and all. Are you normal? You are one sick person. You pass even mental health aid. I don't think any counselor, at least not me, would sit and listen to your dumb ass. I've never cussed in my life, guys, and I'm really, really sorry for that. But this man is a piece of work. Enough is enough. Kiely's not even put 6 feet under to rest. He's debunking the police that have been working hard. And he's creating more problems by putting out his conspiracies about law enforcement. I ain't supporting law enforcement, but when every Tom, Dick and Harry is calling law enforcement and saying y'all are not real, law and enforcement are actually missing out on important information. There could be people who are really calling in to give them real news, not like Ryan Upchurch fake news. And so you, Justin, what is wrong with you? Wasn't it enough that you had the victim that we already lost called Jose? That you are trying so busy to squeeze off false information about him from Summer Wells' case? And then the rest of the lunatics in YouTube started taking turns on Jose until Jose killed himself? And he told y'all he's suffering of depression? What is wrong with y'all? Would y'all do anything for subscribers? That y'all don't care that these are real people with real lives and real problems? This is really nasty, this is really seriously disturbing, and this needs to stop. And the only way this can stop is by all the people entertaining Ryan Upchurch need to stop. I don't want people to tell me that like, oh, you misunderstood, Ryan is on something. Ryan is on nothing. He's on drugs. That's what he's on. He's suffering of insomnia. He ain't doing anything with his life except creating toxin and waste. He's attacking Kiely's mother, father, saying that the grandfather isn't real, saying that Kiely's another girl. What is wrong with him? It is a shame that we are actually sitting and entertaining psychopaths like him and the psychopaths who are following him. Some YouTube creators are sitting there saying, oh, Ryan is a genius. Genius what? He's an unmindful character who has no shame, who has no self-respect. I thought it was Ryan Upchurch who needed mental health counseling, but then I find out there are many more people, YouTube creators, that need psychiatrist evaluation, sitting there and keeping on talking about Kiely and speculating and coming with nonsense. How do you think that makes our family feel? Everything people are going on is all speculations and fake news. Y'all are not the real cops. Grown-ass people are attacking Jagger 24/7. If he is involved, let law enforcement do their job. They have the skills, they get paid for it. The FBI is involved in Kiely's case. So if this was all fake news, do you think the FBI is paid to do fake news? Conspiracies have to have, at least when people come with conspiracies, come with something that's legit. Come with something that makes sense. Don't come with something that's far-fetched. Ryan is attacking the black woman who said she's a psychologist, and he went and brought a picture of some other woman who doesn't even look like her. Does he think that all black people look the same? It was Rodni, Ikemel, now this colored woman. Is this discrimination? I don't know what Ryan is up to, but Ryan Upchurch, you need to take yourself. Take your psychopathic self to a psychiatrist evaluation. And Justice, you need to have some respect. Put respect on Kiely's name. Enough is enough. As for your other YouTube creators that are entertaining this mess, and I was saying, oh, actually, we do see something there. Ryan is telling us the truth. Oh, he must have figured out something. He ain't figured out anything. He's figured out drugs and pills. Nothing else. Please, guys, let's stop entertaining this nonsense. Like I said, either y'all are for Kiely and her family, the victims, or either y'all are up to no good. Y'all are out for the psychopath. This grandiose creature who comes on YouTube spreading toxic nonsense and waste. I really feel sorry for that girl. For him to be saying that she didn't exist, for him to saying that she was never there. Why would somebody do all that? He just wants to be different from people. You can be different from people by saying something that makes sense. And guys, I would like to end with this.
So
I'm not exactly sure that an agency had reached out and requested from within our unified command, but as everybody's reading online and seeing all the information that was coming out, and we realized that there was an interest from Adventures with Purpose, we did link up that group with Sergeant Mike Powers with the Placer County Sheriff's Office. They had lots of communication as they were going to be traveling to this area, and then a lot of detailed information that was shared that wasn't necessarily out to the public.